Okay, we're going to talk about the muscles on the tall torso model. So you're looking at this really tall guy right here. So the first thing we're going to cover are the muscles on this chest plate. So I'm going to pull them off so that I can give you a better vantage point. Okay, so identify these muscles. Pectoralis major. Identify these muscles. Pectoralis minor. Identify this muscle. Right there. Subclavius. Identify these muscles. Rectus abdominis. And you'll see this side, we have taken off this superficial muscle. So on this side, we can see our superficial muscles. On this side, we'll see our deeper muscles. So identify this muscle right here. External obliques. Identify this muscle right here. Serratus anterior. On this side, remember this is deeper, so you can see the ribs here. This muscle right here would be the internal obliques. So again, this side has the superficial muscles, this side has the deeper muscles. So again, this muscle right here would be the pectoralis major. This little muscle right here, this muscle right here, subclavius, these muscles right here, pectoralis minor, the muscles right here, rectus abdominis, this muscle right here, external obliques, this muscle, serratus anterior, this muscle, internal obliques. Turn into the back side here. These muscles would be your transverse abdominis. Very good. Okay, so now we're going to talk about these deep muscles here. We've taken away the chest plate. Okay, we've taken all of that off. We've taken out all of your digestive and reproductive organs out of here. And now we're going to look at 1, 2, this muscle here, and 3. Okay, so identify this muscle right here. Quadratus lumborum. Identify this muscle right here. Iliacus. Identify this long tubular muscle here. Psoas major. So again, this muscle above that iliac crest, the muscle above the iliac crest is your Quadratus lumborum. The muscle below the iliac crest, and see that white line is the iliac crest. So the muscle below that iliac crest is going to be your iliacus. And then this long tubular muscle right here is going to be your psoas major. So Quadratus lumborum, iliacus, and psoas major. Okay. Now we're going to turn around and we're going to look at the behind. So this large muscle here would be your what? Gluteus Maximus. Yeah, very few people miss that one. Okay, then we take on this side, we've taken the Gluteus Maximus off. So what is this muscle right here? This large muscle right here is your gluteus medius. Then you're going to skip one and you're going to go to this fan-shaped muscle here. This fan-shaped muscle is your piriformis. And then you're going to skip one and you're going to go to the next one right here. This one is your obturator. So again, this muscle is your gluteus maximus. We're removing the gluteus maximus from this side, and you can tell we're looking at deeper muscles. Remember, when you see the little circles here, that tells you we've removed some muscles. So this muscle here would be the gluteus medius, and you're going to skip and go down here. This one, this fan-shaped muscle here is called your piriformis. And then you're going to skip one and you're going to go down to a next one. And this muscle is called your obturator. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about, excuse me, the muscles of the back area on our tall torso guy. So identify this muscle here, this entire muscle. That muscle is called the trapezius. Identify this muscle here. Latissimus dorsi. Identify this muscle here. Infraspinatus. Identify this muscle here. That little muscle right there. Teres minor. Identify this muscle right here. Teres major. Identify this muscle right here. Deltoid. And you can see the deltoid over here as well. Identify this muscle up here. Superspinatus. Okay. Identify this muscle going up the neck right here. Levator scapulae. So identify this muscle. Superspinatus. Identify these muscles. Infraspinatus. Identify this muscle here. Levator scapulae. Then you see on this side, we've removed these superficial muscles here, so you can see some deep muscles. This one here, identify. Rhomboideus minor. Identify this one. Rhomboideus major. Okay. So again, this muscle here. Trapezius. Identify this muscle. Latissimus dorsi. Identify this muscle. Deltoid. Identify this muscle. Infraspinatus, identify this muscle. Teres minor, identify this muscle. Teres major, identify this muscle. Levator scapulae, identify this muscle. Superspinatus, identify this muscle. Infraspinatus. Okay. Now I'm going to take this off because it always falls off. Oh, now that I want it. Okay. So now on the leg of this tall torso guy, identify this muscle. Rectus femoris, identify this muscle. Vastus medialis, identify this muscle. That's our vastus lateralis. Identify this muscle. Sartorius, identify this muscle right here. That's your tensor fascia latae. Tensor fascia latae. Okay. Now, okay, this, remember, was your sartorius. So this one right here is going to be your adductor longus. Okay. All of these together, your rectus femoris, your vastus medialis, vastus lateralis, all of this upper thigh area here is going to be called what all together? Your quadriceps. Okay, back in the back of the leg, here and here, you have your, what muscle? Biceps femoris. Then here and here, semitendinosus, the small one here. Semimembranosus, and all of these muscles together would be called your hamstrings. Okay. Then down here, this is going to be your what muscle? This is going to be your gastrocnemius. Okay, on the lower limb, on the front, identify this, excuse me, this muscle here. Tibialis anterior. Identify this muscle here. Extensor digitorum longus. Identify this small muscle right here. Extensor hallucis longus. Identify this muscle right here. Flexor digitorum longus. And you can see the gastrocnemius a little bit when you're looking from the front of the legs. That's your calf muscle, the gastrocnemius. Okay. Now flip around. So this side, you can still see the gastrocnemius. So now identify this big muscle right here. So this big muscle is called your Flexor hallucis longus. Identify this muscle right here. This is your Flexor Digitorum longus. Now identify this muscle right here. So right there. Your tibialis posterior. Okay, good luck, guys.